here. Mantiscope, welcome. Big green button.
Hello, today I'm going to talk about our blood analysis system for pre-diagnosis. First of all, I will start with the blood cancer statistics. In the United States, for every 3 minutes, there is one diagnosis of blood cancer. And for an approximate number of 180,000 people are diagnosed in 2018. Now, in the US, 4.21 hematologists are working for the diagnosis of 100,000 population. Now, this is really low value. Then the diagnosis duration from the symptoms to the diagnosis is 25 days. Then what's the problem? The diagnosis is acquired by blood samples prepared, and these blood samples are analyzed by a physician over a microscope. And for each year, for only US, 4.5 million tests occurs. And the diagnosis hit rate is 0.05. It's 10 slides are looked and 5 slides are risky. Now our solution. First of all, the blood samples are prepared. Then we have a slide scanner product. Then it gathers the images from the slide. And these scanned images are posted to the cloud. Then these images are analyzed by artificial intelligence. And unrisky people are eliminated. Then risky patients are determined for the hematologist. It is digitized data. Now the blood test market size is $55 billion for each year. And hematology is 5%. Now, our competitors, of course, there are many competitors here, but we work with low cost and low capacity. And this project is started in 2016. Then we are working for the clinical validation with Hacettepe University, with professors, hematologists, and also engineers, all as PhD or candidate. We have measured the accuracy about 92% for journals and conferences. Then we are working for the specific and sensitive measurements. Now, at the marketing, we have full installation system or test-based payments. For the end of this year, we will install this system to 5 medicine faculty. Now, the system is installed on Hacettepe University. Now, in master plan, we are ready to market. And first round investment, we look for $250K. And it's for clinical validation and the CE for notified bodies and the European Union and Middle East market. And for the second round investment, we will go to the market for different continents. Thank you for looking.
So maybe we'll go the reverse way this time. Amy, do you want to lead off?
Yeah, I mean, I think you did a really good job. You have great presence on stage. As far as so you're looking for $250,000. That's it?
Yes, for the first round.
For the first round, okay. Let me process this. I have other feedback, but it's jumbled up in my brain right now.
We'll come back. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks for that. I think for me, the key thing there was in an asterisk right at the bottom, 92%. Because it's AI-driven, and we're talking about diagnoses here, just mentioning how that AI builds into and makes it more successful, more better than the other ones out there. And you mentioned low cost and I think low capacity. Are you able to fill that gap? Are you able to make it cheaper and more widely available? Just to mention that.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that because that's like the key of the entire company, right? And you buried them all in asterisks at the bottom. So you need to explain and show us how you're special. Related to that is that it's AI. How are you getting the data? For AI companies, data is the most important thing. So the showing that maybe if you're experienced, so I don't really know your team and how that fits in with that AI component, but showing how you're able to acquire all that data to improve your AI, to make your product special, it's important to me.
But it's 2.5 minutes, it's not enough. Maybe we can talk about these conditions at the outside. I can tell about our research, of course, for journals, for the conferences. Thank you.
Oh, I wanted to know more about just like where your product was in terms of regulatory approvals and like just seeing like a couple of stages in terms of what you needed and what country you were going to go into first, that kind of thing. Because that's sort of like one of the main company building problems that you have in medical devices.
Okay, cool. We'll go back to Amy. Are we unjumbling?
No, it's jet lag. It has nothing to do with you guys. So I would say, because the field is so crowded for blood testing, and because it's getting kind of a bad rap because of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos and all of that. I mean, that's kind of just a monkey on your back. I would actually, try to emphasize the absolute uniqueness of what you're doing, whether it's efficiency or cost or it's the AI or whatever it is. But the uniqueness to me would be, something I would want to see highlighted with one word or, a sentence that sets you apart from that really noisy field.
Okay,
Cool.
thank you.
So in building slides, I mean, again, 2.5 minutes, is there a rule of thumb that you all would suggest, or maybe a range of the number of slides? And assuming they're well constructed and not over, sort of over verbiage and sort of simpler slides, is there a rule of thumb?
Yeah.
Like 8 to 10.
8 to 10?
I mean, and so and I don't mean to offend you, Matthew, but so I would stay away from the Silicon Valley model because everybody follows that model.
Yeah.
And you end with your, but what I've seen the most successful pitches, the way they are structured is a beginning, a middle, and an ending. So you have a complete story arc, and then it will be a lot more natural for you to tell your story and to make your pitch. But the Silicon Valley, I mean, I'm not trying to bash it, but I've been on juries where that's all people do, and it's like, oh, these guys train in Silicon Valley. How
Well,
irritating.
I agree with everything you're saying, so I don't think we're really at odds at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I was hoping for a fight. No.
Yeah, we were.
That's a pre-lunch little workout here. Cool.
One thing also, I think, like the beginning, your first example was actually very strong in terms of like the numbers of lives or every 3 minutes one diagnosis or something. But you started by actually telling us the title, which wasn't as strong as it could have been. Because starting the story, if you say that every 3 minutes, one diagnosis is made. It's way stronger than saying, I'm now going to tell you about blood diagnosis statistics. You're like telling before showing.
Yeah.
By the 3 minutes thing, it's showing before telling, and that's more important.
And would you
Showing before.
would you suggest, so thinking about, I mean, all of these companies could have 50 slides. Would you suggest sort of maybe sort of looking at those 50 slides and moving everything that doesn't answer the criteria, the questions that are being asked, to an appendix so that when you're in one-on-one conversations and whatnot, you can bring those out, but maybe you can put your slides in a bit of a diet to get down to a more simpler story that you can,
I mean, it just needs to be a very complete story. Nobody should ever have 50 slides. I'm sorry, that is just over the top.
Okay.
But, under 10 slides, but for 2.5 minutes, 8 slides, 5 to 8 is all you need.
I just want to add 2 cents. Start with impact. I mean, it goes for everybody. Start with a lot of impact, end with a bang. I like it when you bring that enthusiasm and confidence out, not just what's on the screen, but just the energy that's.
get a good hook to start with and close strong, kind of the good story in the middle. Okay.
Other facts, okay.
Let's thank everyone that's pitched. I'll take that.